OctaCompass blocks are made using the exact same method as all of the traditional finish compass blocks, but are finished using a no circle technique. You can finish any size skinny robin or fat robin 16-point block using this method, including compasses, compass sunflowers, and round sunflowers. The only difference in construction is that you will need to use the strip widths that are given in the OctaCompass's chapter of either my updated Skinny Robin or Fat Robin 16-point Mariner's Compass book. If you don't have my updated book, you will need to use the strip widths in my OctaCompass's pattern. These OctaCompass strip widths will give you more room in the perimeter of your block for trimming your raw block into an octagon shape. Then you will just add 4 triangles to the corners and you are done. No circles needed. Once you have your raw block completed, go ahead and finish your center. For these skinny and fat examples, I used a reverse applique center, so there truly will not be any circles used in the finishing of these blocks. There is more info on different ways to finish your block centers in my instruction book and on my finishing video. Now we will shape these blocks into an octagon. There are 2 simple methods to do this. You can use a freezer paper square or use a square up ruler. We will use a freezer paper square for the skinny block and a square up ruler for the fat block. Remember that OctaCompass finishing will work for any skinny or fat 16-point block. First, I will show you how to use a freezer paper square. You need a square that is a 1/2 inch larger than the block size you are making. For this example, I made a 12-inch block, so I will need a 12.5 inch square. Fold your freezer paper square into quarters to give north, south, east, and west reference points to match up to your raw block. Then fold the freezer paper back a 1/4 inch at these fold lines. At your ironing board, center the freezer paper on the north and south points. With the paper folded back a 1/4 inch, you should not see any points sticking out. Then make sure the east and west points are centered as well. When you have it centered, go ahead and press it down. Double check that the freezer paper extends a 1/4 inch past the north, south, east, and west points, so you won't be cutting off any of your points. Then go ahead and trim your block flush with the freezer paper on all 4 sides. Remove the freezer paper. Now you will rotate the block 45 degrees. Center the freezer paper square the same way as before. Once centered, press the freezer paper square down onto your block. Trim flush again on all 4 sides. You can also use a straight edge ruler to make these cuts. Your block is now shaped like an octagon. Now I will show you how to use a square up ruler for the fat robin compass. Take your raw block size, in this case 12.5 inches, and divide by 2, which is 6.25 inches. You will line up the 6.25 inch lines on the north and east points. The ruler diagonal line should line up on the northeast and southwest points as well. Make sure the ruler extends a 1/4 inch past your points. This will be your seam allowance for sewing your block into your finished project. Go ahead and trim these two sides. Rotate the block 45 degrees and line up the square up ruler in the same manner as before. Trim these sides. Continue rotating the block until you have trimmed all 8 sides and have an octagon. Now all that is left to do is to sew on the 4 corner triangles. Use the tables given in my updated books or in the OctaCompass pattern. For a 12-inch block, it tells you to cut 2 4 3/4 inch squares. Cut these 2 squares on the diagonal to create 4 triangles. Note that these triangles are a bit oversized, so your block can be trimmed to size after they are added. Center the triangles on the corners and sew them on with a 1/4 inch seam. Press the triangles to the outside. Square and trim up your blocks, and they are ready to finish into your project.